Veisalgia is the medical term known as a hangover. It is typically known for the consumption of mass quantities of alcohol in short periods of time. Um, Alcohol, which contains ethanol, and ethanol lowers our normal inhibitions and gives us the illusion or like the feeling of being drunk. There are many symptoms of a night out afterward. It would be headache, nausea, sensitive to light and sound, dehydration, fatigue, loss of appetite, anxiety, poor sense of overall being. These aren't all of them, but these are the main ones that people see after drinking a lot of alcohol and not drinking enough water to counteract that. But many people drink for many reasons. To name a few, social influence. A lot of people feel the need to fit in and to go with society, and they feel that that's the best ways to drink. Party and celebration, that goes with the saying. An experiment. Active rebellion against authorities, parents, anybody that can tell you, oh, you shouldn't do it. A lot of younger adults do it anyways. Grief, and relief of pain and sadness.
There are several reasons why people get hangovers the morning after consuming alcohol. And when alcohol enters the bloodstream, a pituitary gland in the brain blocks the creation of aspiration. And without these hormones, the kidneys send water straight to the bladder, causing frequent urination. So every 200 milliliters of alcohol you consume, your body expels about 800 to 1,000 milliliters of water, and this causes a massive dehydration. So it is important to drink water when you consume alcohol. Drink alcohol and sip water. Or before you go to bed, make sure that you drink a glass of water because you do not want to be dehydrated. You do not want that headache. You do not want that hangover the next day. And one thing that happens is because when you're dehydrated, your body tends to grab water from your brain, and this causes your brain to shrink. And this can be very dangerous because it can lead to going to the hospital because you have no water in you, and it's just pulling as your brain shrink. It pulls on membranes, and that connects to your brain, and this causes your skull to be in pain. So one of the main reasons is like you get a big headache, and you do not want that. So also urination, you get frequent urination, and also causes salt and potassium to be expelled from the body. So these salts and potassium are necessary for proper nerve and the muscle function. So if these levels get too low, you're gonna have nausea and you're gonna be very weak. And I mean, you just don't want that. So I suggest you drink water, drink alcohol if that's what you're doing. But the best thing to do is just drink hot water. Do not get dehydrated and avoid getting that headache.
Okay, so this is the blood alcohol content percentage based on how much you weigh. The more that you weigh, represented by the top part of the graph right here, is directly correlated to how drunk you actually get based on the number of drinks that you have. So 0 is 0.00. 1 for 100 pounds gives you a 0.04 alcohol blood content, and so on and so on. So as you can see, the heavier you weigh, the more drinks it actually takes for you to start feeling certain effects. To give you an example of like how these effects feel, at this level, so 0.06 and below, driving skills are affected a little bit. At 0.08, you can get possible criminal charges if you're driving recklessly. Possible sickness at 0.09 through 0.11. This is at the point where people usually start to puke or feel nauseous. 0.13 gives you danger of alcohol poisoning. So depending on how much you weigh and what actual types of alcohol that you consume, you could very well get alcohol poisoning from that. Below 0.16 is actually the danger of death from alcohol poisoning. To come over here, one of the main reasons that you get a hangover is your dehydration, like we mentioned. Every 250 milliliters of alcohol that you consume, you lose 1,000 milliliters of water, meaning that you lose 4 times the amount of water that you that you consumed in alcohol. So for instance, beer, 1 can of beer has 325 milliliters of actual liquid in it, but not all of that is alcohol. Only about 5% in most beers is actual alcohol, meaning you're only consuming 16.25 milliliters of alcohol from 1 can of beer. However, you have to times that by 4, giving you 65 milliliters of water. You have to consume 65 milliliters of water in order to make up for what you've lost from that 1 can of beer.
Be curious for a hangover. There are multiple steps to take before as well as during a night of drinking to prevent the occurrence of a hangover, such as drinking water and eating food. Drinking water and eating food before a night out will significantly reduce the possibility of getting a hangover. Eating something while drinking alcohol will also help return blood sugars back to normal. It is best to stick to bland foods such as toast or eating something solid so it can stay on the stomach. Also, getting rest and to recuperate is also good for your body. Replacing lost fluids by drinking plenty of water is also good for you. The best plan is to drink water while you are consuming alcohol, such as taking a drink of 1 or 2, not taking drinks back to back, but maybe taking a drink and then sipping on some water, taking a drink and then sipping on some water. It will be idle to drink 4 times as much water as consume alcohol while you are drinking. Also, there's good pain relieving pills to get rid of headaches, such as Motrin. It would also be idle to consume Gatorade because there are electrolytes that are lost through the frequent urination. Additionally, everyone is different and reacts to hangovers in many ways. Thus, these may be some good ideas for you to take